All right, all right. So these are the two trades I took today. I'm about to go over them real quick. The first one was a loss. I lost like 530 here, and then I made like 1900 on this one. So yeah, it was like a what is that 1500 $1,500 day. Um, but yeah, cool, calm little day. Let's go over these trades and the reason I took them. So let's go up to the 4 hour, and if you go up to the 4 hour, where is our 4 hour? You would see that this is where we were pulling back to a 4 hour fair value gap. And if you look at the midpoint of this 4 hour fair value gap, we were bouncing off of it. This is an imbalance, but it's not a gap that needs to be filled. Like it's not a gap fill. Like let's look for a gap fill. If I can show you guys a gap fill. Maybe I can't. Here's a gap fill. This is a gap that needs to be filled. Like this. You see, there's no candles in here. We need to fill that gap. But the gap of today, it wasn't a gap that needs to be filled. It's just an imbalance. So, yeah, with that being said, once we got to the midpoint, I was expecting us to go higher. I even expected us to go here, like higher and break this high. But, yeah, that didn't happen, but we still won on the day because all you're looking for is a piece of the pie, not the whole thing, you know? So, yeah, let's go down to the 1 minute now and see what actually happened. So after we got our bias, which was bullish, I normally don't come into the market with a bias. Like if you're in the Discord, actually this is for the Discord. So yeah, if you paid attention to the signals, I actually even said we look good for shorts if ES gets below the VWAP, but ES held VWAP. So that's why we ended up going long on the second one. But after we created our first presented fair value gap pretty early. And oh, so these, if you've been paying attention, this is the previous day's high. This is the previous day's close on regular trading hours. So you switch this to regular trading hours and you'll get the previous day's close here. This is a midnight open, and then the previous day's low is way down here. So just looking at these, our targets were like they were closer to the upside. Like even the opening gap was to the upside. Previous day's close was here. Midnight open was here. Everything was, all of our targets were right here. You know what I'm saying? On the upside. So yeah, this first entry, I'm not gonna lie. In hindsight, yeah, it was pretty early. I guess you could say it was pretty early, but we failed to go low. Like we failed to go any like what do we do? We took out what is this liquidity sweep, you could say. I don't really use the term liquidity sweep, but yeah, this is a liquidity sweep, and we failed to go lower. So we made a V-shaped recovery there, and what I was expecting was price to continue and take out the midpoint of the opening gap, but that didn't happen. We ended up going lower here, and I got stopped out. And after that, if you look at this, this was a real failure to go. Ooh, failure to go lower. That's what I was trying to say. Failure to go lower here. If you go look at ES, because whenever I'm trading NQ, I'm looking at ES at the same time. So yeah, you go look at ES, and ES at the time VWAP was not up here. VWAP was down here, and ES was bouncing off of VWAP. And then once he created this bullish engulfing right there, you go look at NQ. What was happening on NQ was we were creating. Hold on, where is it at? NQ was creating lower highs and higher lows. We were creating a wedge. And ES had just created a bullish engulfing. NQ was creating lower highs, higher lows. The 9 EMA crossed above the 21. That's an indication to get in. So once we got in, we created this bullish engulfing here on NQ as well. And I definitely signaled a trim. I signaled a trim right here once we broke this high, because I was saying we could fail 500, the 500 level. But yeah, we ended up ripping, got to the midpoint of the opening gap, so you can take that out. And then yeah, here's the actual target that I had was 23,546, and yeah, we took that out, and then I just rode the 9 EMA as my trailing stop. So yeah, if you took this trade, you made a lot of money on it. And yeah, that's pretty much my reasonings for taking these two trades. And yeah.